Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Relix, and today I'm going to go over Game 2 of the first round for the LA Kings versus the Edmonton Oilers. So, if you guys watched last night, you guys know that it was a crazy game. The Kings came out from the beginning of the game, almost for the whole 60 minutes in regulation, and then of course in overtime. They almost kept it up, all the way, but unfortunately the Oilers did eventually tie up the game throughout the course of the play, and then of course in overtime the Kings won 5-4. It was a beautiful finish by Kopitar, the captain no less. There was also talk about how the Kings definitely needed leadership, and I definitely didn't see that for sure last game. But this game for sure, it was there. Top line, top players got it done. Drew Doughty got a goal. Kopitar gained the primary assists for both Kempe's goals. It was just amazing. It was just a really well played game by the top players. As far as like the bottom six, I thought Lizzie's line still played great. Unfortunately for Carl Grundstrom, he did not play anything past one shift, which was 25 seconds. I don't see the reasoning behind having him even in the lineup. To be honest, it didn't matter though, because we got the win, and that's what really matters. The Kings dug deep and they got the lead to start. They got the first goal. That was one of my keys to the games, or keys to the series rather, I should say, is getting the first goal, leading before the Oilers can get their first goal as well. It's easier to play with the lead. Harder to come back, and I thought the Kings really, did a good job of that, and so we won 5-4. Going into the game, here's a recap. This is what happened in Game 1. McDavid 5 assists, Zach Hyman 3 goals, 1 assist. Leon Draisaitl with a power play goal and an assist. Bouchard with 4 assists. They were definitely the biggest threats last game, and the Kings did nothing to shut them down. I went over in my last video from Game 1 that, the 6 defensemen for the Kings, they were all crap, to say the least. They were all pretty bad. I didn't think a single one of them did their jobs right, and I definitely saw a difference today. So the biggest difference today is definitely defense. I thought the Kings, regardless that we still got 4 goals against us, I thought the Kings for sure played a lot better in the neutral zone. They played a lot better along the boards as far as defense is concerned. Forecheck could use help, to be honest, but I'm talking about the defenseman right now. Sad fact is, though, it wasn't the best. It wasn't perfect by any means, and it wasn't great. It was just good enough to hang on, and we got the win. Much improvement, though, from Mikey Anderson and Drew Doughty. Both I thought were obviously the best, not just the best top pairing, but they were the best defensemen probably of the night, to be honest, even including the Oilers defensemen. I thought the top pairing for the Kings got it done defensively and offensively. Like I said, Doughty getting the third goal. So yeah, it was just really solid offense from those two. But as far as defense is concerned, Roy, Gavrikov, Spence, and England, they didn't provide that defense that we would like to see. And that's kind of the results of Game 1, and then contributing to why the Oilers made it close in Game 2. So hopefully, going back home to LA, the Kings will realize that, and every defenseman would be on the same page. Now, it's not to say they didn't play to a decent level. It's just, again, some of the times that the Oilers got the scoring chances, it was because of defensive coverages, and I've said it all season. I've said it last game as well. Roy and Gavrikov, they need to improve their defensive coverage. Not their defensive plays, their defensive coverage. Where their sticks are, where their position on the ice compared to the Oilers players. Is someone watching the backdoor play? And, I saw a lot of those mistakes again this game as well. Going into more of the game itself, here's the scoring, here's the box score summary. So you guys could go see from left to right. I excluded the end of the third. This is the end of the periods, by the way. So the left side is the end of the first, middle is end of the second, and of course the right side is the end of overtime, the final score. I did not include third period just because it was so close to the end of the game that, you know, the stats were relatively the same, minus a couple face-offs. So as you guys can see, the Oilers, they dominated the face-offs in the first period. It was disastrous, to say the least, to be honest. I'm a little disappointed in that. I mentioned it in the last video that the Kings definitely need to improve the face-off dot, and they didn't do that to start the game, but they did do a good job, you know, hounding the Oilers for the puck and both defensive zone and neutral zone, and that turned into offensive rushes that led to offensive scoring. So it was a really good first period for the Kings for sure. 3-1. You know, not going to be perfect, but it was good enough. You guys can also see at the bottom of the screen block shots 12-5 in the first, and again, a lot of hits, but that's to be expected. So already the block shots ratio to the Oilers, huge improvement from the first game, much better. If you go into the second period, Oilers tied it up 3-3. They definitely got more shots on. They kept the faceoffs on, you know, but the biggest difference, I think, is seeing that the power plays. Once again, the Kings got 2 power plays after 2 periods, and we haven't capitalized. So that's 5 total power plays now, and the Kings have not capitalized. They look completely lost on the power play. It's very disappointing to see. No one shoots. No one's looking for rebounds. No one's screening. It's just basically a waste of time. Like, I rather just see the Kings skate 5-on-5 at that point, because the power play is just wasting their energy and it's not getting it done. And I always say, 1 power play goal a game can literally tip the game in your favor. And unfortunately, the Kings cannot get that 1 power play goal, and it's making a huge difference. Overall, it's not, you know, the worst game. At that point, I was a little worried because the Oilers did come back, but it's not the end of the world. And then going into the end of the game, you know, we got another lead again. At no point did the Oilers lead the Kings. So that's one of the biggest improvements, is we never let them take the lead. And again, like I said, it's easier to play with the lead than to crawl back and make a comeback. In their case, they had to keep tying it. And then, of course, when we went to overtime, we won. Final results, you know, you can see the shots. That's kind of whatever. That's a typical game for you. Face-offs, though, we made it close. Surprisingly, we made it close. And I'm very happy for that stat. Although when I go over the face-off percentages, I'm not going to be happy about that. So I'll show you guys in just a moment. Power play, we got one more power play, and unfortunately we didn't score on it. And going into the past 3 you know, this season included, but past 3 years now, the Oilers are almost 50% on the power play, you know, against the LA Kings, and that needs to be fixed. Another key to the series that I, you know, marked for myself was PK. It was actually my 3 keys were for the series was power play, PK, and what did I say earlier? Yeah, I forgot already. I'm just excited. I just wanted to get this video out, so I'm just winging everything I'm saying. But yeah, as you guys can see, the Oilers did score on one of their power plays of the 3, so they're scoring power play goals still. And one of the keys is PK. We gotta make sure we have a strong PK. Other key is strong power play, and unfortunately, power play is missing, and that's why these games are close. Final block shots 20-24. The Oilers definitely ended up playing a lot more defense in the 3rd period. But yeah, the Kings really started to turn it on, and I was really happy with their performance. It's just a little bit frustrating when we don't capitalize on our scoring chances, especially when it's like really grade A chances and we miss the net, or we decide not to shoot, or things like that. It's a little downside for me. Going into the face-off percentages, here you go. Periods 1, 2, and the end of the game. Only 4 centers this time. Arvidsson took a face-off and won it, so he had 100%. Kopi, 57 to 53 to 57 again. Always you know, normal for Kopi to be on the 50s. But last game, like I said, I went over the face-off percentages, and none of them were really good. So going into this game, Kopi improved his faceoffs. Deneau got better as the game went on, as you guys can see, 33 to 42 to 53%. Lizzie stayed perfect, 50% throughout the entire game. He did his job perfectly. And then, of course, Dubois didn't take faceoffs in the first, but as you guys can see, by the second and end of the game, his faceoff percentage is atrocious. He was signed to be the third line center, second line center, but unfortunately, again, he is just not panning out. He is disappointing on all levels. Honestly, his board work is terrible. His faceoffs are terrible. His defense, his back checking, I don't know what to say. Bad player. He is just a bad player. Him, I felt Laferriere was not up to par as well again for the second straight game. I know Jim Fox, you know, he praised Laferriere for his first game, but to be honest, again, just because you're a rookie doesn't mean, you know, we could take it easy on you. You know, you were chosen, again, like I said, you were chosen out of training camp over everyone else to be on the roster. You need to put in the effort and play the game. And Laferriere, sadly to me, in my opinion, he has not played to a playoff level yet. He's making turnovers. In fact, one of his turnovers actually led to one of the Oilers' goals. So he needs to fix his mistakes. He needs to play harder. And then, of course, like Carl Grundstrom, who didn't even play a shift. Regardless that, yeah, he only got one shift in the first period, and that was it. That was the rest of his game. But he has to be ready. Sit on the bench, be ready to go. As soon as you do get a shift, you got to be sprinting. You know, you may not even see ice time again like he did. So when you get on the ice for that one shift, play it as if it's your last shift. And I think the Kings definitely played a lot harder this time compared to game one, but definitely need to be better. So that's pretty much it as far as the Kings are concerned. That's really just the recap of the game. Overall, I thought way better performance compared to game one, but still needs a lot of improving. Lots of improving. The power play specifically needs to get better. It really does. Like I said, one power play goal a game can tip the scales in your favor. I just want to make a note here that, again, 4 goals for the Oilers. Their star players got it done again. Hyman got a goal. Matthias Janmark actually got 2 assists. So, again, bottom liners are pinching in for the Oilers. Draisaitl got 2 assists. He had 8 shots, by the way. So, Draisaitl, you know, he was a little quiet as far as, like, performance-wise. But his, you know, output, his, you know, contributions to the team still showed up. The fourth line, Holloway got 2 goals. That's just something that's got to be fixed. I felt like Talbot was not good, to be honest. I felt like a couple of the goals he should have had, but he just didn't make the saves. And if that's the way he's going to play, like, honestly, in the third period, I felt like he didn't give a shit. The way he played, it looked like he didn't care anymore. If that's going to be the case, I would rather see David Riddick play, because Talbot just didn't look in control today. He just didn't. So, you know, isn't that why we called Aaron Dell? Maybe the goaltending needs to be changed. I don't know. But we did win, so, you know, because our star players ended up being star players today, just like the Oilers did in the first game. And, of course, McDavid got 1 assist. So we definitely kept the scoring to the lower end, and we closed down the star players for the Oilers. Unfortunately, that left room for their secondary scoring to pinch in, and, you know, that's just not going to help. So we need to be able to shut them down for a whole 60 minutes, if not more, in overtime. Obviously, not much went into overtime, so, you know, that's not the biggest deal. But yeah, we got to play a full 60 minutes. We let the Oilers come back, and of course, like I said, you know, throughout this video, players like Dubois, Laferriere, they need to pick it up. They need to play better. Trevor Moore, too. Trevor Moore has been a little bit quiet. He hasn't really done much this playoffs. I know he got a goal last game, but that was off a huge error from the Oilers, and that was when the game was pretty much lost. Again, Kevin Fiala, too. He got a goal today off a one-timer from Jordan Spence. A very unexpected shot. It was far off the boards. I didn't think it was going to go in, but it went in. And it's things like that. You got to get it on net. Once you get it on net, something can happen. And Kevin Fiala taking that shot, it didn't look like there's much of a screen, but, you know, it went in. And it's shots like that, you just got to throw it on net and see what happens. If you miss the net, you're never going to score. And, of course, if you don't get the shot off at all, even if it's just a backhand in the slot, you got to shoot that puck. You got to get the chance on net. And so I think the Kings definitely did a better job of that. We need to do better as far as rebounds are concerned still. That's still an issue for me watching these games. But overall, I felt the Kings did play a much stronger game. And it definitely showed. So hopefully we continue that trend going home in LA. And, you know, we can take game 3 just as easily. You know, well, maybe not just as easily as this, but easier than this, hopefully. So that's it for now. That's just my recap of the game. You know, go watch the highlights if you guys can. The Kings' goals were phenomenal. Honestly, top-notch scoring for sure. And I love the effort from the top players. I hope they keep it up. And of course, like Victor Arvidsson, he didn't really get much like highlight attention, but great forecheck like always. Game 1 to game 2, still one of our best forecheckers. And again, he's one of those players that has missed games in the past seasons, and him being healthy now is what's really helping the team win this game, and, you know, giving the Kings a chance to score and win games. So that's it for now. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did, hit the like button. Comment down below what you guys thought. And, of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Kings fans, let me know what you guys thought of this game. Do you guys agree with what I'm saying? Do you guys disagree? Oilers fans, let me know. Did you guys think? Let me know. Or any fan, rather. Did you guys think that the officiating was disastrous in this game? I did. I felt the officiating for both the Oilers and the Kings sides, the penalties, the icings, I don't know. Everything in this game did not look good for the officiators. Missed calls, bad calls. I mean, it kind of went both ways, so it evened out. But I definitely felt that both teams suffered because of officiating today. But let me know. Let me know what you guys think. And, you know, stay tuned for Game 3. It will be Game 3 on Friday night at 7:30. Hopefully the Kings come out with a win, and, you know, yeah, I just want to see them continue this trend of, you know, hard forecheck, and again, put in the effort. Do not slack off. Everyone needs to be involved, and I definitely need to see more effort from the defensemen, not just Mikey, not just Doughty, but everyone. So. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a great day. Go Kings, go! And I'll see you guys after Game 3. Bye-bye.